Everyone has felt it at least once. A quiet warning, a small pull in the chest, as if something deep inside is whispering, "Do not go any further." Even when everything seems perfectly normal. Yet most people ignore that feeling. They trust loud voices and silence the quiet wisdom within themselves. But there is an ancient truth. Sometimes the heart notices danger, long before the mind can explain it. This is the story of Samir, a young man, and a single decision that changed the course of his life forever. Samir lived with his mother in a small house near the edge of a wide plain. His father had passed away when he was still a child. As he grew older, the responsibility of the household rested on his shoulders. He was hardworking, he was intelligent, but he had one weakness. He trusted only what he could see. If someone said, "I don't like the feeling of this day," Samir would smile and reply, "The sky is clear, everything is fine." Even when his mother paused before a journey and said, "Something inside me says we should wait," he would dismiss it as fear. He believed wisdom required evidence, not feelings, not signs, not the quiet voice of the soul. Then, one hot summer morning, he set out on a journey to trade goods in the next valley. 2 sacks of dried herbs were loaded onto his donkey, and with that, he began his journey. For the first few hours, everything seemed ordinary. The sky was calm, the road was empty, the wind moved gently across the plain. But then, near a bend in the road, something changed. A strange feeling settled inside him. There was no sound, no movement, no visible danger. Yet his body grew tense. His donkey slowed down. Samir stopped and looked around. Nothing. Everything appeared normal. Then the feeling returned, stronger this time. Not exactly fear, more like a warning. As if something inside him was saying, "Do not take this path." He tried to move forward, but the donkey refused. Then suddenly, a voice spoke from nearby. "If everything is fine, why is your body wiser than your words?" Samir turned sharply. An old man sat quietly in the shade of a large rock. His beard was white, his robe was simple, and his eyes carried a deep and steady wisdom. The old man said, "You looked behind you 3 times, and ahead 4 times. Your animal does not wish to continue, yet you call your warning foolish." Samir replied, "I see no danger." The old man smiled gently. Many dangers are first seen without the eyes. Then he picked up a dry leaf from the ground. From above, it looked perfectly healthy. But when he turned it over, a dark stain covered half of its underside. The old man said, "The tree knew this leaf was dying long before it fell." The change began inside first. What the eyes see comes later. Then he lightly touched Samir's chest. The heart is much the same. It often senses the truth before the mind finds proof. The old man then made a strange suggestion. "Leave your bags here. Walk ahead alone and see what waits around the bend." Curious, Samir agreed. He walked forward by himself, only a short distance ahead. He discovered fresh boot prints hidden near the roadside. Then he noticed a thick piece of rope caught in a thorn bush. His stomach tightened. It was the perfect place for an ambush, the perfect place to stop a traveler. He realized how close he had come to danger. Without hesitation, he returned to the old man. Now he needed no explanation. The old man simply nodded. "The world gives its warnings quietly," he said, a trembling hand. "A bird that refuses to land. A path that feels wrong. The problem is not that the signs are weak. The problem is that people no longer listen." Those words stayed with Samir because they were about more than the road. They were about life itself. He thought of all the times he had ignored his mother's instincts, all the moments he had mistaken wisdom for fear. And for the first time, He understood. That day, Samir avoided more than danger. He discovered a deeper truth. Years later, when young men laughed at warnings they could not explain, Samir would hold up a dry leaf and say, "Decay begins before it becomes visible." So does truth. Then he would show them the small seed pod he still carried. And he would say, "Do not wait for every danger to become obvious. By then, it may already be too close." Many people ignore intuition because it arrives without arguments. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. It simply whispers, pauses, pulls, warns. But that quiet voice has saved more lives than certainty ever could. Your intuition is not always fear. Sometimes it is wisdom arriving before evidence. Sometimes it is the oldest and wisest part of you noticing what your eyes have not yet learned to see. So when something deep inside whispers, "Not this road," listen. Because the moment you begin honoring that inner knowing, the wrong paths lose their power. Hidden dangers reveal themselves sooner, and life becomes a little clearer. Because you are no longer walking through the world deaf to your own deepest voice.